Run It Back fans, and we are back. Yes, the show is back, and we have a new look. So our guy Ian will be coming on the show. Don't worry, Ian will still be a part of Run It Back, but we have a new guy joining the crew. Because Schubert is strictly Bros Who Binge now, because our guy has some things he's got to do, but we got him for Bros Who Binge. We had to go get another chair. Lil Reg is a part of the Bros Who Think podcast, and Lil Reg will still do new movie reviews with me and Schubert. Basically, Bros Who Binge is Schubert leading the charge with myself and Lil Reg. So Run It Back, I felt that I needed another guy in there, someone who is a movie aficionado, and I went called the host of the Dom Trap podcast.
Yes, sir.
My guy, Domo Gary,
yes, sir.
baby. Got my guy, Domo Gary, in the building. Dom, I'm gonna just call you Dom. That's so much easier.
Hey, that is okay, man. That is okay.
How are you doing, Dom? Glad to have you a part of the Bros Who Think Network.
Bro, I feel like this has been years in the making, to be honest.
Yes, sir. It has.
Like we recorded the first time, like 2.5 years ago?
Look, it started off with you being a fan of what we were doing.
Yeah.
Then you started your pod. I brought you on one of our shows. You brought me on one of yours. We started to grow, doing our own things, and it just so happened that now it's time for us to collab. I told you at some point it was going to happen. Yeah, it worked out perfectly. So for those a part of our audience that don't necessarily know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, man. So I'm Dom. I'm a big movie fan. I love movies. I love video games. I love a little bit of everything, but those two are my main bread and butter. I have a podcast called The Dom Trap. I also stream on Twitch if you want to check me out there. That's twitch.tv/Domo Gary.
But tell them how you spell it.
Yeah, so that's DOMOGARY for the Twitch. The Dom Trap is THEDOMTRAP.
And what can they expect listening to the Dom Trap?
Listening to me, you can get a more
you're on your podcast, less about the Twitch, because Twitch is
Yeah. So the podcast is really just me giving my thoughts and recommending movies to those that know what they're looking for, and also the people that don't know what they're looking for.
Nice.
I try to cover a wide spectrum to make it more easily accessible.
Hell yeah.
Someone that doesn't know can just check in, and people that do know can check in and agree or disagree.
That's a great movie podcast is what you can get from the Dom Trap. Do you talk TV on there?
Yeah, man. I talk some TV on there.
Nice.
And I do want to open it up way more. Recently, it's been a lot more movie focused, but yeah, I want to open it up a lot more. Bring some more guests on there, so you'll be on there. A lot of the homies will be on there soon.
Whenever you're ready, you already know. So tell the people, this is the Run It Back is not necessarily a movie review show where we review new movies. Run It Back is a movie review show that reviews movies. Basically, if the year's 2023, we review movies from 2022 on back. As a new year comes, we push it back each year. And this show is about movies that you want to run back. Basically, movies that are perfect to watch a second time, a third time, a fourth time, because they were so good the first time. And that's the goal of this show. You're a huge movie fan, and don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, the way we will pick movies is Dom gave me 10 movies. I put 10 movies. We have them in the wheel spinner. The wheel spinner's still here. So we're going to be doing that. I'm excited for when Dom and Ian get on the episode together. So we have the full crew. But I want to introduce Dom first and let y'all get to know him. What's your favorite movie, Dom, so people know?
Favorite movie of all time would have to be Kill Bill Volume 1.
Hell yeah, that's on the list.
For a lot of So for obvious reasons, man, that movie is just a movie that I have a very soft spot in my heart for.
Hell yeah.
I saw the movie not Christmas, but Halloween. I want to say maybe 2001, maybe 2002. I was young, didn't really know much about Tarantino films at all. Saw it at a Halloween party that my dad was attending, and I was like, "What is in front of me?" Like, I think I forever changed after that point.
We all have the movies that change you for life.
Yes.
Would Tarantino be your favorite director then?
I can't say that.
If not, who's your favorite director?
Favorite director, man. Oh my goodness. Put me on the spot again.
Yeah, man. You should have known. Now that you're the co-host of the show, we had to ask you some questions. The people got to get to know you.
Right. But I mean, like, best director overall would probably have to be Scorsese.
Not best, your favorite.
My favorite.
Who do you think is the best director? I guess, your best director.
My best.
And then you could give your favorite. Because objective, I get we know Martin Scorsese, objective, for sure. But like when I say favorite, my favorite's Tarantino, and I also think he's the best. But objective, I don't know if I could say he's the objective. You know what I'm saying? Right. So objective best, you got Scorsese.
Yeah. So I guess subjective would be Tarantino then.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
And who's your favorite?
Hits and misses, yeah. It'd be Tarantino.
Tarantino's your favorite. Okay, awesome. Hell yeah. Good to know.
He's my favorite. I just don't think he's the best.
That's fair.
It's a weird thing to say, out loud, but
look, I get it.
That's where I'm at with it.
That's why I say Scorsese could be the objective best. I get it. He's the most important filmmaker of the most important American filmmaker of all time.
Absolutely.
Because Kurosawa exists. There's people outside of America who are great. Right. But in my opinion, I also think Tarantino is the best because of what he's done. For example, more people, when Martin Scorsese was the premier guy, people looked to him to pay homage. But I would say now, more than ever, directors look to Tarantino for homage because, and we've seen a lot of
culture so many times.
We see a lot of copycats, and it's just they don't do as well. No, and I think now the people that people are going to aspire to are Villeneuve and Nolan. I feel like they're the new benchmark.
Yeah.
I would also say Coogler could be in there at some point.
I was just about to say that. I really want to see Coogler get to that point where he's just like that guy. Granted, he's been that guy before, but I feel like we just need more from him.
I feel like Coogler and Peele could be part of the new gen of like great directors in terms of past. When you think of black directors, of course you have Singleton, rest in peace, Fuqua. I would say Spike Lee is the black director that's on par with the Tarantinos and the Nolans.
Yeah, when you think about,
the Tarantinos and the Scorsese, excuse me.
Yeah. When you think about black directors around that time, it's definitely Spike Lee.
Because Spike shifted the culture as well. There's so many Spike Lee
several times.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, he may not have hit every single time, but when he did hit,
it was monumental. Yeah.
Look at the Five Bloods. Like, the movie didn't hit for a lot of people. It hit for me.
I loved it. Yeah,
it really hit for me.
I loved it, and that was a great showing of Jonathan Majors. And look, I know Jonathan Majors is going through some stuff right now. Until he gets charged with something, we will. He's innocent until proven guilty. So that's how we're doing it. That's how we do it on all shows, and we can separate the art from the artist. Jonathan Majors was incredible in The Five Bloods.
Oh yeah, he was great. He was so great.
I hope, for movie fans' sake, that he is innocent because we have a chance of getting Al Pacino and De Niro in the form of Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors.
And exactly.
Yeah, so
and who would not want that?
Exactly.
Who would not want it?
Now, what's your favorite TV show? So we're getting a full spectrum, because this show may start reviewing seasons with something that's being discussed.
Right. Favorite TV show of all time?
Yeah, give it to me. You can do comedy and serious. I'm not gonna make you do. I'm not gonna make you just say both. You can do comedy and serious. For me, comedy is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and for drama, it's The Wire.
Gotcha. Comedy for me would be South Park.
Nice.
Oh, I was a South Park baby, bro.
Hell yeah.
That's really what I grew up with.
Okay, what you got for drama?
Drama, man, will probably have to be Succession.
I
know it's new. I know it's new.
Okay.
But when I think about the dramas that I've seen, that show has made me feel ways that the other ones didn't.
Okay. So when we do the HBO discussion, it'll probably be me, you, Reg, and Schubert. That's good to know. Awesome.
And I got some thoughts about HBO, so
I'll be ready for that. So I'm excited for that. With Dom being in the crew, we have a lot more room for more YouTube content, a lot of good stuff. So be on the lookout. The movie and TV bros are assembled with Schubert, myself, Dom, Reg, and Ian. So be on the lookout for all of that. But today, specifically, we are reviewing Wanted. I asked Dom, I was like, Dom, you're welcome to the crew. What's the movie you want to review now, being the co-host of Run It Back? And Dom said a very interesting one. He said Wanted. Yes, the 2008 action thriller directed by Timur Bekmambetov. Look, the guy doesn't direct again. This is pretty much Mark Waid. This is pretty much Mark Millar's movie, the guy who wrote the comic book, the graphic novel Wanted. So y'all know how we start this, Dom. Give me your initial thoughts on Wanted and why you chose it.
Dude, this movie is a movie that I loved. When this movie came out, I went and saw it when I wasn't supposed to go and see it.
Me too.
And like I remember seeing the trailer, and one scene, I know it's kind of early to be talking about scenes, but one part from the trailer that really stuck out to me was after the grocery store shootout. and Wes is in the middle of the parking lot, and Angelina Jolie's Fox character is in the Dodge Viper, and she does like a burnout, and
Yeah.
just opens the door. He falls in the car, and she drives off. Like, dude, that's when it got me. But this movie, man, like after I saw it, I was like, I can't wait till this comes out on DVD. Got it on DVD, and it ended up becoming one of my favorite comfort movies of all time.
Hell yeah. Look, and we're gonna talk about that scene. But glad that you chose this film. I haven't seen Wanted in a long time, and watching it, I was like, yo, I remember why I love this movie. It is the perfect popcorn blockbuster action film. Is it Oscar?
Right.
No, but not everything has to be that. There's some moments where I was like, this is a little, but for the most part, I freaking love this movie. The training montages, the acting, the
beginning. You don't know what's going on. Like, things are just happening.
There are people in this movie who come to have huge careers, and I'm so excited to talk about that because I don't know if you know, Jimmy Tatro was in this movie.
Really?
Bro, okay, so I'm gonna say this now. I know I'm jumping ahead, but when they're in the Viper, and after it's all wrecked and fucked up, and it's after
they pulled up beside her,
they pull up on the red light. They stop.
That's him.
The one driving, not the one in the passenger seat. Tatro's driving.
He was driving. Yep. I was too busy looking at the dude in the passenger seat because he's doing the most. He's making the face.
It's Tatro doing his dumbass face in the back. If y'all don't believe me, go check it out. Look, I literally wrote it down in the notes. Like, man, that's Jimmy Tatro. But love this movie.
And I just saw him in what's that movie that's coming out? Theater Camp. He's got a new movie coming out. I just saw him in that a couple weeks ago. So this is kind of hilarious that he was in this.
That he's in this. Yep. But for those that love action films, those that love a good gun-toting criminal hitman assassin film, this is for you. It's incredible, and I absolutely love it. So I'm so happy he chose this. So hell yeah. All right, let's get to it. Background. Basically, I'll just read the background really quickly. Wanted is a 2008 action thriller film written by Michael Brandt, Derek Haas, and Chris Morgan, loosely based on the comic book miniseries by Mark Millar and J.G. Jones. The film stars James McAvee, Morgan Freeman, Angelina Jolie, Terrence Stamp, Thomas Kretschmann, Common, and Chris Pratt. Its plot revolves around Wesley Gibson, a frustrated account manager who discovers that he is the son of a professional assassin and decides to join the fraternity, a secret society in which his father works. Universal Pictures acquired the adaptation rights from Millar in 2007, while the eventual script drifted from the comic book supervillain mythos in the original miniseries. He was content to see most of the comic's darker content retained. Yeah, basically, in the comic, it's about these supervillains and how they have powers, and it's this group. It very weird. It's not what we ended up getting, but I honestly think today, if you did the Wanted graphic novel the way it is, it would work and wouldn't harm this film. And this film still exists and is great the way it exists. Just like Millar said, he was very happy with turned out, and he was happy with the comic. So it worked very much so. But it follows Wesley, a frustrated account manager who discovers he's the son of a professional assassin and decides to join the fraternity, a secret society in which his father worked. Production began in April of 2007 while filming in the Czech Republic, Budapest, and in the story's main setting of Chicago. Brock Monbatov's production company, the director of Boslov's Productions, provided the majority of the film's visual effects. Danny Elfman scored the film, employing a guitar-based musical score, and the film opened and grossed $342 million worldwide. A sequel was announced shortly after the film's release, but it was stalled in development. That sucks. Could have used a sequel. It made enough money to where it deserved one.
Yes. And what hurts the most, what hurts the most is like what we got in the game. If you don't mind, we talk about the game.
Go ahead, do you think?
The game is basically a sequel to the film, and it kind of picks up almost immediately afterwards. And it's funny because the game has a lot of callbacks. Granted, it has a lot of the same voice actors. I think James McAvoy comes back and he voices Wesley in the game, but it has a lot of callbacks to what happened in the movie. So there are characters that pop up that are played by someone else, but are a totally different character. And of course, you got the same characters to voice in the same. Well, you got the same actors voicing the same characters as well. But I do find it funny how the game is able to do more of the supernatural elements better than the film was able to.
Ooh, interesting.
Worked.
See,
yes.
And that's the game I felt was more based on the graphic novel.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and that worked in its favor.
Yeah.
Like, okay, here we go. We have a game. We know that the characters are going to go wherever they're going to go. I think my only issue with the game was that it was way too short.
Bro, honestly,
there were not enough levels.
I felt like they did that for all movie games, bro.
Yes.
Like and that's something that we don't see today is movie video games. That could be the early starting discussion.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite movie video game back in the gap?
Favorite movie video game has to be X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yes,
has to be.
That game was great.
I remember booting that game up. You start off, you're flying in the air, you land in Africa, you kill this African dude, and the game is like, okay, play. And it's like, okay, you're pressing buttons and you're just going crazy.
I'm pulling it up of all the video game based on movies because that was a thing in the past, bro.
Yes,
that,
bro.
Like,
every movie had to have a video game.
Every movie. Look, to go really old, the Aladdin video game and the Lion King video game.
Bro. Those were the hardest games I've ever played. I'm afraid to go back to them.
Bro, see, I think they still work. They still work today. Like, I have an emulator. Well, I used to have one on my phone where you could play those games, bro. It was.
And they remastered them a couple years ago, too.
It was perfect. And also the Scarface video game.
On PlayStation 2 was crazy. You could swim. You couldn't swim in Vice City, but you could swim in Scarface. That was a game changer.
Hell yeah. I'm looking at this list
that game
and seeing
was tight,
all the great ones. Like, Disney used to have so many good movie
games. Toy Story games.
Bro, the Toy Story game was phenomenal. Literally on the list right now. Literally.
Dude, it's crazy. And it's just it's tough, man. Like, those movie tie-in games, like, a lot of them were hit or miss. Like the Marvel ones, like Thor and Iron Man, those were hit or miss. But when we got one like a Wolverine, it just made so much sense. It just worked.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. That is a fact. And like, I wish we had them today. What are some movies that you think deserve games?
Dude, if we got I know this is crazy, man, but if we got a video game of the new Batman, not Arkham, not like Telltale, but its own thing.
Yeah, that would be hard.
Super duper story based.
That would be hard.
Different combat. Oh my gosh, man.
That would be hard. I'm trying to think. I can't imagine. A Mission Impossible video game would be great.
That'd be sick.
That's what I'm picking. I'm picking Mission Impossible. No, I lied to you. I'm picking Top Gun Maverick, where he flies the plane.
Really? Yeah.
Mission Impossible or Top Gun, where it's just where it's fighter pilot warfare. Do you remember Robotech?
Yeah, bro.
How you could fly as the plane and transform into the robot instead of just have it all just flying. Also,
it was fine.
Those Transformers games are pretty fun.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I love the Transformers games. The movie ones weren't the best to me, but
they were okay.
For Cybertron and War for Cybertron, I had them. Loved them.
Yep. Also, the Spider-Man movie games, people never want to give those credit, but without those,
Spider-Man
we don't get the new ones. And that's the one I was going to say, Spider-Man 2.
I had it on GameCube.
Bro, yes.
I had it on GameCube, man. It would not be Spider-Man 2018 or just Spider-Man 2 coming out. A lot of games wouldn't exist if it weren't for movie tie-in video games, if I'm going to be honest with you.
You're absolutely right. So that was one of our questions of the show that we want to do movie video games. Glad we were able to get it in. Here's a little bit more back. Go ahead.
I got one more. So I know that you love Bullet Train.
Yeah.
Imagine a Bullet Train game.
Oh, that would be
story-based game, third-person
Assassins,
shooter.
yeah.
Yes, you got the Assassins.
Could you pick what assassin you want? Because I would say you pick between Brad Pitt and then Tangerine and I can't think of the other one, but Tangerine's the black one. I forget the white one's name.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up now. Now it's killing
me.
Now it's killing me. Now it is killing me.
So Tangerine was Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Oh, Tangerine was Aaron Taylor. Oh, Lemon. Yeah.
Lemon,
Tangerine.
It was on the tip of my tongue too.
If you could pick you could pick between Lemon or Tangerine or Ladybug, But
well, here's the thing: like a lot of movie tie-in games used to have like different endings, and they would have different stories. So you could pick this. You pick any assassin, and you get a different ending.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Hell yeah.
I would almost say it should be like an arcade type game. Like it's got the story arcade as far as like you get the scores and stuff depending on your kills. That'd be kind of dope.
Yeah, that would be that would be dope. Fire. Hell yeah. So I'm with it. All right, dope. So let's finish up the background. So the comic book miniseries Wanted by Mark Millar came to the attention of Universal Pictures through executive Jess Kishenbaum, a comic book fan who saw the adaptation that would be considered a hard R and encouraged the studio to pick up the rights. Shout out to him for getting us a hard R comic book series back then.
Around that time, yes.
Yeah, man.
Because every movie around this time was like a PG-13 blockbuster.
If it was
everything
comic
had to be a
booky,
PG-13 blockbuster.
it was PG-13 PG. Yep. And I honestly think that movies like or comic books like these need to take a resurgence today because not everything needs to be superheroes. Wanted showed that you could have something that's not superhero and graphic novel and work. Yeah. And watch, let me get something that I have to show that I think works, that is similar to Wanted, that you would love to read, and that I think needs to be either a HBO TV series. Yeah, I don't want it to be a movie. I would prefer it to be an HBO series, Amazon Prime series, or Apple. If it's not those three, or FX. If it's gonna be something with Hulu, I'll take FX. But I don't want Hulu. I don't want Disney. I don't want Paramount. I don't want the networks. It has to be HBO. Yeah, don't want them either. Even though I will say Poker Face was good. I
Poker Face was good.
It has to be HBO and not Max. I don't want a Max original. I want HBO. HBO #1. Funny enough, Apple TV would be #2 because they make a lot of good content.
Man.
We'll do a video based on which streamers are the best, and I think Apple TV's up there. Prime would be #3, and then #4 would be FX. But it's 100 bullets. Let me read to you the blur, and you tell me if this doesn't sound like Wanted, and you wouldn't. Judge, jury, executioner. How far would you go for revenge? If you were given the chance at deadly retribution with a guarantee that the law could not touch you, would you take it? That's an opportunity that a man called Agent Graves provides in the form of a special briefcase containing an untraceable gun and 100 rounds of ammunition. To the damaged and downtrodden living on the fringe of society, the offer is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to even their scores. But beyond the dilemma of whether or not to pull the trigger lies a deeper and more troubling concern. Just who is making these actions possible and why? It involves hitmen, an assassination fraternity.
That sounds amazing. I'm not going to lie to you.
A conspiracy that runs deep as far as the president. So
I gotta read it.
Yeah, bro. It's Wanted on steroids. Like to me,
that sounds like it.
To me, it's a better story than Wanted, but without Wanted, you don't get this. So 100 bullets is something that I keep saying on every movie show that HBO needs to make. So
I mean, after Watchmen, man, I feel like there's a lot of graphic novels and comics that they should do.
Hell yeah.
Granted, Watchmen
Boys, after the Boys, like
the
Boys come and see the Boys shows that you could have a shitty comic but transform it into something special. Because everybody who's read the Boys comic knows that, man, there's such a good idea here, but the way that they're executing it sucks. And I'm so happy that Seth Rogen and them took that because the Boys TV show is much better.
It's phenomenal.
Yep. But you don't get that without Jeff Kirschenbaum making the decision to push through Wanted. So hell yeah. 2004, producer Mark Platt got in the film rights and lobbied the studio to get Russian director Timur Bekmetov, as Platt considered that visual style and sensibility showed in Night Watch and in the sequel Day Watch fit Wanted in the sense that a comic book is dark and edgy, but also has ironic comedic tones beneath its violent action, which I think Wanted executed perfectly.
Yes.
If you don't have that comedic sense with this seriousness, I don't think it works.
No, not at all.
Like
in this movie, if it was dead serious and just went through the entire way, people probably would have walked out. To be honest with you,
honestly, bro,
the fact that you have those moments of comedy, and we're going to talk about those later. I got one in particular where I rewatched it and I was like, "Holy cow!" This
Chef's Kiss makes it perfect. Like honestly, I'm gonna just call him Director B because I don't want to keep butchering his name. Director B describes this original comic as risky and very provocative, and he wanted to do right by the comic. The fact that you have a director saying he wants to do right by it shows just how impressive this guy thought Millar's work was. But Mark Millar was unhappy with the first draft of the screenplay and considered the approach too tame. So he went in and rewrote it, and Director B and him found the right middle ground of what the studio wanted and what they wanted. And I think that's why Wanted works so well, because even though it doesn't follow the original comic, the comic book writer helped rewrite what it was.
Right.
And I think that was perfect. And you could tell that
that worked for every strength this movie has.
And you could tell that they wanted to include powers, but they held off. And Wesley's the only one that quote unquote kind of has superpowers. But it's described as like anxiety, which you do to overcome anxiety. And basically,
and I think it's also a story of like how to turn your weaknesses into strengths. He saw that was one of his greatest weaknesses. He took medicine for it, without realizing the full potential that they tapped into.
And without realizing that, hey, maybe it's not an anxiety attack. Maybe it's something extra that's involved with this, which it was. He was able to make his heart beat faster, thus slowing down time, which is crazy. But we'll get to that. So here's some casting what ifs. James McAvoy screen tested for the role in early 2006. At first, everybody was like, who's this British guy? And at first, Mark Millar wanted Eminem. In the comic, the character is based off of Eminem.
Off of him, right? Yeah.
But it turns out that Eminem at this time wasn't really fully dedicated to acting, and Eminem was very picky on his roles, which is crazy. So many of these people have wanted Eminem for roles that he's turned down. They wanted him to be in Elysium. They wanted him to be in Inception. Tarantino wanted to work with so many different people wanted to work with Eminem, but he kept turning them down. He only wanted to do 8 Mile, which is
he wanted to be himself. He wanted to play himself.
Also, the Angelina Jolie character was supposed to be Halle Berry. It was based on Halle Berry. Watch, Google right now, Fox comic. Wanted graphic novel, the character Fox. Google that and see how she looks. And tell me that's not based on Halle Berry. But Halle didn't understand the role.
That's like, that's apples. That's apples to apples right there.
2007 Halle Berry didn't get that she could be an assassin villain and keep her image. But Halle Berry today would have did this role. So
she did John Wick.
Which is crazy. Yeah. So but they didn't get Halle Berry, and then they got Angelina Jolie, and Mark Millar was happy. He was like, there's no way we could have gotten anybody unless it was Tom Cruise dressed in drag, which is fucking hilarious. Oh my goodness, this guy.
Could you imagine?
But I think Angelina Jolie at this time is perfect for the role.
She was at the top,
I can't really see anybody else.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think in 2007, maybe Jessica Biel, or like even her. I don't think she could pull it off.
Yeah, I don't think she pulled this off.
It's either Halle Berry or Angelina Jolie, really, honestly.
Yeah, because both of them have that sex appeal, and of course they have that badass factor to them.
Who would you want to see as Wesley if it wasn't McAvoy? Because I'm glad it wasn't Eminem.
Brother.
Because you also got to think 2007. Maybe like trying to think. Let me Google 2007 movies real quick, so we could see who is popping off at this time.
Right. Because I'm trying to think what even came out in 2007.
I mean, I'm glad it wasn't Mark Wahlberg, because
I was just about to say that would be crazy.
Yeah, like Mark. Look, a young Shia LaBeouf could have made it work. Honestly,
pulled it off.
2007 Shia, Transformers. I think it would have been good for his career. Honestly, I'm trying to think of some other people. Jake Gyllenhaal coming off of Zodiac. It would have been great for Jake. Coming off of Gone Baby Gone. You could have did Ben Affleck's brother. But other than that, I think McAvoy might have been the right choice. Also, you got to think Shia's coming off of Disturbia. If it's not McAvoy, I kind of would have went with Shia.
Yeah.
Because you got to think of the
Tobey
character.
Maguire. Tobey Maguire.
2007 Tobey would have been good because he could pull off
like Down Bad, you know. I need help. I don't know what to do with my life.
You need somebody who can pull off weak in the beginning and then turn into a badass. Tobey could have did it.
And he's done that before, so this would have been great for him.
Yeah, I'm with you. Tobey or Shia, y'all let us know in the comments who you would have wanted to replace them. We also have that Clint Eastwood was mentioned to not only direct the film, but to play the Morgan Freeman role.
Ooh.
I'm glad they went with Morgan, but Clint would have been interesting. I'm also glad that Clinton didn't direct, because if Clint would have directed, I think we would have got a different film. We wouldn't have got the comedy beats. Yeah, for sure. Also,
it would definitely have been the movie people walked out of. Like, I'm not getting anything out of it.
Yeah. Also, Common, first choice throughout the whole time. Is that crazy?
Yeah. Common in this role was perfect. Everything that he did, I wanted more of him.
Me too, honestly.
But I would when he was on screen, I was like, dude, I love this. I love this. He
keeps playing the same role, and I love him in this role.
Yes,
this is basically John Wick.
Yes, bro. Yes, bring him back in John Wick. Man, I loved him in John Wick too. That was phenomenal, man.
Bruh. But that's pretty much all of the background we have for you today. With that, let's get into the story/scene breakdown. I love how the film starts with the narration of McAvoy, and we see how shitty his life is. I think using the trope of him narrating gives this the comic book feel without saying, hey, this is a comic book movie.
Yeah, hey, my name is this, and this is my life. Like, no. He's like, look, stuff is not good right now, and I'm going to tell you why. Listen.
Facts. And the scene with the dude jumping out of the window, though, when we get to fast forward, so unbelievable. That's first time I saw this. Okay, straight to DVD mode right here.
Yes, first time I saw this movie, I was like, okay, because they want you to believe that this character is his dad. That's the main part of this. That's the main thing.
Also, remember that they wanted superpowers in this.
Yes.
So
seeing and I gotta say, like, with these movies around this time, they were all a little bit edgy.
Yeah, and kind of bad CGI.
Yeah. And then it's just the part where he's running out the hallway. First, we're like, who the freak is this dude?
Bro, he broke the metal from the elevator.
Yes.
I was like, what?
He ran to the elevator. The door was shut. He opens the door like to get that extra, 5 feet of room. And he puts his foot at the bottom of the elevator, kicks off. It dents. He sprints through the hallway.
That way you can't forget his look down.
Look up
it's like, oh yeah, now we're about to do this.
Yeah. Then the camera does this like wobble to show you like what he's seeing. He jests off through the hallway. People are in the hallway. They're moving out the way. Papers like everywhere. He's in an office. He jumps through this window. And it cuts, like, the music just cuts out. It cuts to outside of the window. Next thing you know, you just hear glass shattering. You hear him just screaming this blood-curdling scream, just like, ah! With glass all over his face. And when I first seen it, I'm like, what is even happening? But he's jumping from one skyscraper-type building to another through the window with glass all over him, and he manages to pull out a gun and kill several men.
Bro, like all of
crazy is
and like
that?
In the way that he just floated to the other building was like, bro, I could tell this man is attached to cables right now.
Right. And it's like, imagine seeing that in real time. Like, how did he have enough time to kill these dudes?
How didn't they shoot him in the air?
Exactly. They're like, what's he doing? Let me just end it.
Literally,
but I guess they were confused as I was because they didn't do a single thing.
I will say that's the only scene in the movie where I was like, okay, this is unbelievable. Everything else is pretty believable, and I feel
it's all pretty grounded from there.
And I feel like that was the least amount of money they spent on a stunt, because every other stunt looks perfect, but that one. It's like, okay, we literally had McAvoy fall from a train and had him flip cars. Like, we have no more money in the budget, so we're just gonna put this dude on cables and have him float to the other side, which is
put glass all over his body as he jumps through a window.
Bro, they made him like Superman. I'll never forget that dent they put into the fucking wall as he pushed off.
See it in my dreams, man. You just see every time I step into an elevator, I look down, I'm like, they really did it, that part of the elevator.
That was the only part of the movie. And I didn't remember this when I first watched. That was the only part of the movie I was like, what the fuck? Me rewatching this, I was like, oh no. Is the rest of the movie about to be like this? And I was like, nah, I remember this good. Like, no way.
Right. That's what I was saying. Like at the beginning of the movie, you're like, bro, what the freak? People are just doing things. You got this guy talking. You barely even seen him. This dude just jumped through a window. What is going on?
But once that happens, we're off and running. And the next thing I wrote down is, I said I'm glad he died because he died. But
he dies. He kills all the guys. He kills his attackers because they killed his secretary type woman. And
then they kill him. He gets sniped.
He stands where X marks the spot, like directly on the X. He's there.
And Cross snipes him from across the city, bro.
Shoots him through a train, 2 train cars. Shoots him between them, and a bunch of other crap. And lands a perfect headshot.
Because of the sniper that he had and the way the bullet was constructed. We will get back to more of that. They will have more of that coming. Next thing I wrote down is, dude, I said, bro, why did he give his cat an energy drink? Talk about a neglectful father.
Bro, he does not care about that cat. He does not care about himself. He doesn't care about his girl. He
don't care about
He's
shit.
Just living, man. He doesn't like his job.
No, he's not living. He's just existing. Dude is just existing.
He's just waking up, doing whatever, and going to sleep.
I said, Wesley, I get your life sucks, but that's neglect, brother. The cat didn't do nothing to you.
Yeah. Then his girl is like, this train is so loud. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like we've been living, but no, I felt him on that because it's like if y'all been living there for months, bitch, you know the train is loud. What are we supposed to do? Else. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Exactly.
Like, don't complain now.
And then next thing I wrote is Chris Pratt is a horrible friend, banging his girl.
I wrote something about this too. So when they were at the store, and you see in a flashback that he drops his wallet because he's banging Wesley's chick. So I'm like, okay, this guy's not a good guy. He then is like patting his pants. He's like, "Oh, I left my wallet somewhere. Wesley, can you buy my things?"
Buying the condom for him to bang his girl.
Then he gives him the condoms, and then he made this joke. I don't know if you caught it, but I caught it. It disturbed me. He said, "Hey, yeah, I need to get a morning after pill so I can crush it up and put it in the omelet." I don't know if you caught that.
I did, but I didn't. It went over my. He buying the morning after pill for your girl, bro.
He said he wants to buy the morning after pill, crush it up, put it in an omelet, and give her breakfast in bed.
I'm
like, what?
That's crazy,
dude. I was like, that is wild. I never caught that before. Like, I know it was bad.
That makes me think of the Boondocks when the waiter tells him, "Wouldn't let that happen to me, though." He's just like, damn, Wesley.
Yeah, that man would not be standing there at the store with me that day. I'll tell you that much.
And Wesley knows, like, why would you buy that buy the morning after and the condoms?
And the condoms. Like, knowing who it's for.
And talk about bold. Like, Chris Pratt's character asking the person that you're banging's boyfriend to do this, like, bold.
Yes.
But that goes to show about how Wesley isn't a man.
He's such a pushover,
yeah. And that's the only way that the director felt I could really show you how shitty of a life this guy has and how much of a pushover he is.
Like, he's shitty, but everybody else around him is shittier.
Yeah, facts.
Like, nobody has it good right now.
Big
except for Chris Pratt.
Next thing I wrote down is Janice sucks, because then we go inside the office and she's just fussing at him and causing his problems to flare up. And I'm like, bro, he should have sued Janice in the company. Like, you can't just make my condition flare up.
Where is HR? Like, it's an office full of 50 people. He's the only one getting all of this shit. Like, I'm sure somebody else is not doing their job too.
Facts. Like, and he should have sued or called HR. You're absolutely right.
And it's like everybody looks like they have their stuff together, yet he has like this white shirt. He just looks terrible. He looks like he doesn't want to be there.
He looks like the only person not doing his job.
Yes. And then she just jumps on. She has his stapler. She keeps stapling it in his ear. And it's just like, oh my gosh.
What are you doing? Like,
how are you here right now?
Yeah.
Like, how's no one flipped on you yet?
How haven't you quit? Like, ain't no way you just gonna sit there stapling in my ear, yelling, and I'm not gonna say nothing. Yeah.
No, about some reports,
I'd be like, excuse me. Like, what is happening right now? Like, what are you doing? Like
who are you?
Fuck out Are you the boss? You're just the floor manager? Where's our boss at? Get the fuck out of my face.
Like, didn't they just bring you a cake? You should go over there and eat it.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Next thing I wrote down is his life is miserable until he meets Angelina Jolie and sees his dad at the pharmacy. The movie begins at the moment when Jolie tells Wesley, I knew your father died. He died yesterday, and the man who killed him is behind you. At that point, the movie begins.
The movie begins.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Any thoughts on the pharmacy scene that you got?
The pharmacy scene, where he meets Jolie.
Mm-hmm.
Just the fact that like the color gradient is super gray and green.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everything is gray and green. When he's just there, I didn't really expect much. You know, it's because the way it carries over from the previous scene, you don't really think anything of it.
Gonna happen,
and then, boom, you get an Angelina Jolie jump scare.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she was in the trailer.
And then it brightens up. It literally brightens up.
Yeah, everything brightens up after that. There's a shoot. Well, we'll get into the shootout.
Oh, well, you go ahead. Go ahead. Start it off.
So the shootout begins. She reaches over behind him and shoots a bullet. Mm-hmm. And you just see this man across the aisles with a gun. And you're like, who the freak is this guy?
Yeah.
And why is he trying to kill everybody?
And as they're shooting, she takes out this, and this is one of my nominations for Best Tech, which we'll get into a little bit later. This gun that like she puts her real gun in. It's like almost like an attachment to where she puts her real gun in it, and then it's able to go around the corner,
swivel around corners, and it has a camera so you can see what the gun is aiming at.
And I'm glad it had that camera, because I was gonna say, are we sure? Anytime you have a question of, damn, does this make sense? That's are we sure? But and I was gonna make this are we sure? But the fact that it has a camera, because if she can curve bullets, she doesn't need this.
Yes, exactly.
But it's perfect because it allows her to see what she can't see. And Cross is that good of an assassin that, I can't just use my normal techniques. I have to pull out this special gun. But I get why, and I'll let you go. I'll get why they need all of this, because he's the only one with superpowers that can slow down fucking time.
Yes. And it's so funny because like before she even gets a good chance to use it, he gets to jump on her and he just fires a bullet and it almost headshots her. He's like, yeah, no, I see what you're working with. And you
trying to kill my
maybe
son?
2 inches from her head.
You trying to take over my son? Like, nah, I'm not gonna let this happen.
Exactly.
Like, at all. But Cross is not good enough yet, as Jolie and Wesley are able to escape. We get a great fight between Jolie and Wesley's dad. Wesley should have known his dad didn't want to kill him when they were face to face in the store, and he didn't shoot him, but he wasn't thinking of this at the time. Also, talk about badass when Jolie scoops up McAvoy in the spider. I know you mentioned that, so I was waiting to picks him up, and then we start an incredible chase.
Right. And you have Jolie and James McAvoy in this Dodge Viper, and then you have Cross in this dog pickup truck.
Not even a truck. A van.
Yeah, it's like a whole van, like an old early 2000s, late 90s van. And it's just like everything is just terrible about it. But he's still able to do burnouts and shoot and curve bullets out of it. It's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, bro. It's amazing. And I wrote down, I was like, bro, the way she flipped that Corvette was crazy, to where she flips it on the van and then like gets the cops to start chasing her. Everything she's doing is to get the cops to stop the van behind her, and it worked so well to the point that the cops stopped the van behind her, but Cross is gone.
Yeah, he's nowhere to be found. Oh yeah, she kicks out the windshield.
Like, where the fuck did Cross go? Like
y'all didn't see him get out of this slow ass moving van.
Y'all didn't see him jump out. Like y'all don't see him running. Like what is happening? Talk about shitty cops. Like
I'm saying. Yeah, when she kicks out the windshield and she's like driving the car with like her leg and she's telling him to steer it, and like, it's just ridiculous.
Bro, y'all are the worst cops in the world.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So then it ends with her. She flips the car over a cop car, and you see Wesley in slow-mo saying, "I'm sorry." The car hits a bus, and the bus turns 90 degrees, and they drive off the side of the bus. And the cops are like, okay.
Can't do nothing about this. But honestly, if you're a normal cop and you see this, I'm like, I don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah. No, I want to go. I got a family to go home.
I am paid minimum wage. I am not dealing with this right now.
Look at what she just did.
Go call the FBI.
Right.
Call somebody that makes more money than me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hell no. Next thing I wrote down, and I already told you about it, but is Jimmy Tatro in the car next to them when they stop at the red light before she drops Wesley to the assassin guild. Like, watch, check IMDb right now and see if they give Jimmy Tatro credit. Let's see. Jimmy Tatro wanted. Let's see what comes up. Yeah, brother, it's there.
Is there?
Uh-huh.
Awesome, man.
Wanted movie. Yep, Jimmy Tatro, wanted movie. He is there. I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, is he? I don't know if they. Actually, I don't know if he got credit.
Yeah, I'm looking on IMDb. First thing he got credits for was Grown Ups 2.
So they didn't give him credit for. Well, I mean, he is an extra, bro.
Yeah, he was technically an extra.
He's
yeah,
like the super extra, like.
Right. Like I told you, like I didn't even notice him. I'm too busy looking at the guy in the passenger seat because he's like got his mouth wide open. He's looking at the car like, holy crap. I don't know if I should look at the car or this fine woman driving it.
Next time you watch, look to see if you see Jimmy Tatro. When I saw that, I was like, what the fuck? But the next thing I got is they stop at the red light before she drops Wesley at the Assassin Guild. He wakes up in the Assassin Guild. He's trying to escape. He sees all these assassins, and boom, Morgan Freeman walks down. It's like, all right, well, I'm telling you about this. Common puts a gun to his head, and he's like, shoot the flies. Wings off these flies.
The wings off the fly.
And he's like what? And y'all put a gun to his head? He's like 3, 2, what the fuck? And then his anxiety starts to flare up, but it's not anxiety. It's he's learning how to slow down time. And this is his heart rate going as fast as it can because he's slowing everything down. And boom, not only does he shoot the wings off of 1 fly, he shoots the wings off of 3 flies.
Like 3, yeah.
Yeah, bro, this shit was crazy.
And then he proceeds to empty the clip out of nervousness. He just shoots all over the place.
And it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna point this gun at y'all. You don't realize you have no bullets. That's why nobody was doing nothing to him. I didn't realize that until like I was like, oh, that's why. Because normally
they were just standing there.
Yeah, I understand he's untrained and you're not worried about him having a gun, but it was point blank range. But Morgan Freeman knew, like you said, he emptied the clip. There's no more bullets. Yep. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and Fox is standing there just smiling.
Yep. Morgan Freeman,
they do not see him as a threat.
Tells him that, hey, you got all your dad's assets. We'll see you soon. He's not even worried about it. And McAvoy leaves the next morning, realizes it's real, checks his bank account, sees $3 million, and is like, oh, fuck this. I'm out of here. And I literally wrote down, I was like, bravo, Wesley, for finally telling Janice off, told Janice that to shut up, that middle school I know was tough for you, and go fuck yourself.
I tell her, like, yeah, I know you got them donuts in your office. Like, whoa, sir. But I got one more funny thing to say about that one. When he's at the ATM and he sees how much money he has, he takes cash out, and then he goes to work and goes to online banking to see how much money he still has, and the amount is the same. I'm like, bro, this movie is hilarious.
But like, honestly, if you saw $3 million in your account the next day when you get to work, you're doing the same thing. I'm outie.
I'm out. I'll see you. I may not see y'all later. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm out. Even though I will say, I told my boss that if I win the Powerball, I would still show up to the radio because it's not a job that I hate. But I told him I would not write anymore. I was like, I'm sorry. I'll do the show. I'll produce. I'll do radio. But I'm not writing if I have $300 million in my bank account. I'll pay somebody to write for me. I don't give a fuck. Like,
I'll come in and you can catch me in Turks and Caicos.
That's
I'm
what
sorry.
I'm out. Like, I might be podding from Turks and Caicos. I'm doing something. Like, I'm not gonna stop doing my radio and pod stuff. But as for like minute work, like bookkeeping and fucking writing, no sir, we're paying somebody to do that shit.
Right.
Live pods, me, Schubert, Dom talking movies at Turks and Caicos.
Whole panel and everything, green screen, all of it.
Facts. Next thing I wrote down was like, also, it was awesome when he hits Chris Pratt with the thing and it says, fuck you. The letters come out.
And you just see him walking, he just picks up this keyboard. You're like, what the frick is he about to do with that? And then you see Chris Pratt start clapping for him. You're like, oh, you're dead.
Yeah, you're done. And how smart was it when he walks out the building to give the other person the keyboard? That way, if security sees or the cops come, he doesn't have the keyboard.
He didn't do anything.
How smart? Like, I'm sorry. That's an are we sure?
Right, exactly.
I don't think Wesley at that moment is smart enough to say, let me cover my tracks. Like,
give him another 45 minutes or so in the movie. Then he's at that point. But yeah, then
honestly, he would just put it in the trash. There was a trash can right there.
Right.
So that's an are we sure? Yeah, no, not at all. But he's about to be in literally 10 minutes because Jolie picks him up from the workplace, and now
he goes to the newsstand, like the little newspaper carrier. He opens it. It says wanted on there. It's like, okay, that's cheeky. I like
now it's time to go. But he was really wanted though, like by the police for what they did the other day. But it doesn't matter because they're the assassin guild. And if he's wanted, the cops aren't going to get them. Right. So Jolie steals another car.
We saw what the cops did before, absolutely nothing. So they're not worried.
And she keeps stealing these cars, stole someone's nice ass Audi with a fucking knife. And he was like, oh, you forgot your keys.
Are you going to teach me that?
Yeah. He says that as well.
Yeah, he's like, can I do that now that I'm an assassin?
And she doesn't say shit.
Right.
But now
the best somewhere to go.
One of the best training montages begins as he meets the repairman who's to teach him how to fight and to teach him how not to snitch. He then meets the butcher where he learns about knives and blades. He meets
combat melee.
The Lazarus Pit, as I call it, from DC for those DC fans out there. He meets the candle wax Lazarus Pit Russian who's in charge of recovery and rats. And then he meets the gunsmith who is Common. Who teaches him all of these things. Out of all of the trainers, who was your favorite? And
Common.
Which one would you not want to do?
I would not want to do the butcher. I wouldn't. I wouldn't, man.
I say I wouldn't want to do the repairman, bro, because the repairman, you're just getting your ass beat constantly until you learn how to break free and fight him back, which I don't even know if it was meant to fight back because he didn't teach him how to punch. I think it was more
he took him how to take a hit, if anything.
And not to snitch and not to be a snitch, honestly. That's why I would not want that one. At least with the butcher, I could fight back.
Right. But so he was just so good.
Oh yeah, the butcher was great.
Like he was slicing him up, man. Stabbed his hand. Like I don't want to get stabbed in the hand, bro. Punch me in the face.
And see, once they get better at it, stabs him in his gut. Like he stabbed him everywhere. Like we're talking the whole training montage now. So any point that you want to bring up, except curve the bullet, pre-curve bullet, any point you want to bring up was great. Also, learning about the Lazarus Pit is insane. The fact that they have this wax that recovers them. Yeah, man. And the Russian gives him vodka.
And it's like it goes back to what we said earlier about it just being like a grounded movie. It's like, oh, can you really send a tub of wax and heal? Like, that's your back to tank?
Your back to tank, your Lazarus Pit, the fucking Dragon Ball Z tank where it goes sitting in there. That's what it is. And Russia's awesome. Like instead of days, it takes hours. Hours.
Like, man, you got these people that are doing these dangerous jobs. They come here, heal for a couple hours, and go right back outside and do it again.
A stab in the hand. I don't know if that's healing in I don't know if candle wax is making the fucking fibers in your hand reconnect.
Well, I'm going to stab you in the hand. Now I want you to curve this bullet. With that same hand.
The superpower-esque of this movie is hilarious. Yes. You can see all the parts of where they want it to be a superpower. But in the Gun Master, he learns how to master guns, but we learn about curving bullets. The first time you saw them say, Wesley, you got to curve a bullet, what was your thoughts? Like, do you remember back when you first saw this movie, it was like curved bullet? I was like, wow, this is the coolest shit of this movie.
Right. And me at the time, I was a big science geek. I was a big physics engineer.
You're like, this ain't possible.
I'm like, how can you curve a bullet at the speed a bullet leaves a gun?
It just that thing is not this.
It's not at that close of a proximity. I mean, if you shoot in the air, eventually it's going to come back down. It's going to have a trajectory. But if you're shooting something 20 feet away, no, that thing is going straight.
Just like this, just doing.
He just twists his hand and it's just like,
It's wherever you shot the bullet when your arm. That's the path it's going. It's not. But I loved it.
It hits every time.
I loved it. Oh, it was amazing. And it gets so much better later in the movie. The next thing I wrote down is after we learn about the curving bullets, we learn that the villain taking out people is Cross, and their goal is to train Wesley to beat Cross because Cross also has the slow down time thing, and he's the only one. When Wesley found that out, he should have known, wait, is that my dad? We're the only two people who can slow down time?
Yes.
Exactly.
Now, wait a second. This is hereditary. I have his power.
Also, the guy who didn't shoot me when we were face to face is also the only one that can curve bullets. How don't I, whatever.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he shot my dad from 800 yards through a train. Like, this guy let me live? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. We then see Angelina Jolie's ass. I had to write that down.
Oh, yeah, we did.
And then Jolie beats his ass because he was talking shit about the guild. And I didn't realize this until this time watching. Angelina Jolie had brass knuckles when she was whipping his ass.
Yeah. She was she it was just such a slick scene, man. Like the way that everything was just like captured. Like she just grabs them. You see her put them on, and then she goes, "Why
I
are
didn't
you here?"
realize that. I just thought she was punching. Like I didn't know what she grabbed. And when I was younger, I just thought, man, she's whooping his ass. And now I'm like, holy shit, she's beat. But she wanted a real answer from him. Like you said, why are you here?
Yeah, she goes, "Why are you here?" She just starts hitting him with these brass knuckles. And you hear every punch. You feel every punch. There's one time she punches him in the face. His head meets a support beam.
Oh, he'd have died when she slammed his head against that metal shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
done. It's just bad.
But she wants to know what's your reason. Like,
like why are you staying here?
Why are you putting up through some of this? Like some people might have thought, honestly, at first when I asked them why they were here, I thought it was because he was snitching on them. But this time watching, I realized they were asking him because they thought, or they might have thought, he was working for Cross. Why are you putting up with all this? Is Cross trying to infiltrate? What is your reason? And then when they find out he wants to know who he is, it's like, okay, we can trust him now. We can fully trust him now. And like,
there's no one he can go back to. His old life is dead.
He doesn't even know who he is. But for him, once he acknowledges this is for me to know who I am, he starts to take it seriously. And he realized I was treating this like my old job. No, if I want to be good at this, I have to truly take this serious. And it's the first thing he took serious in his life.
Like the first thing he ever committed to.
Yep, and I love
everything
when he says
else.
that.
He just let everything else happen to him, and that was that waking up moment for me too. I'm like, golly, like he just let everybody walk over him. This is the first time where he's like, okay,
I'm taking
control. Who I am. This is why this has been happening, and this is like a big wake up call for.
Yep, and he acknowledges him and it was my fault, not anyone else's. It's mine. I'm going to take this serious. And not only does he train his body physically, because this is when the best training montage starts, better than the first one. Not only is he taking his physical training serious, he starts looking at every kill Cross has made, looks at the type of weaponry he loses, looks at how he kills, like all of the records of every major
He's doing
hit.
His math.
He looks at Fox's kills, he looks at Cross's, he looks at everything to figure out how can I be the best assassin. And once he starts doing that, bruh,
it's on.
He takes everything so seriously, man. He fucking beats up the repairman. He beats up the blade man. And boom, training done. Final thing you got to do, curve a bullet. And the only way he does it is Angelina Jolie steps in front and comments
volunteers. He's like, you sure you want to do this?
I know he's not about it. He didn't say nothing. He was just like, he looks, I know we got him.
Right. Meanwhile, Sloan is just like,
nice.
He's like, you got it.
He's stone faced at first, like, cool.
Right.
And then the moment Wesley does, he's like, fuck yeah, Cross, you're dead, bitch. He's
got
happy.
You. Yeah. The fraternity gets the dub this time. You can't kill any more of us. You got like 7 of us. We're not losing another. We got your son.
I wrote down Morgan Freeman is like, my nigga, welcome.
Basically.
The next thing I wrote down is he learns of the Room of Fate and how they take out their targets. For me personally, when Morgan Freeman said you wouldn't step in here again, and I'm like, oh, I can't learn of the people, I would have known this was corrupt. Like, you're telling me none of us can step, and why are you the person that can read this?
Of course, like you giving me so many secrets before, but this is the one thing that you won't tell me. Oh, it's this.
It shows, it's bullshit and it's corrupt. You're reading the names you want to read. Like, and that's what it is.
You might come up and be like, oh, well, go kill Jerry Jones. Like, come on, man.
Why? Why am I doing this?
Right.
You may say, you might tell him to kill me, and I didn't do nothing. So, like, what is going on? And so I wrote down, once the name of the wheels come out, the assassins have their target and those people. And now Wesley begins his assassinations. We see his first assassination. He wasn't able to do it. And Angelina Jolie. Yep, Angelina Jolie tells him her backstory and why he should listen to the Wheel of Fate. And after that, it's on and popping. We see a montage of assassinations. My favorite one is when he flips the car and he's like,
when he's killing like the politician. But it's just like, it was so funny. Well, even before that, but we'll go back to the.
Oh no, go ahead. Whatever you want to mention, you go ahead. Oh yeah, the train.
When they're on the train the first time, he's aiming the gun like straight. Then he gets cold feet. And then the second time they do it, when he goes to get his redemption, he shows out, curves the bullet.
He's like, I'm an assassin now. Like, I'm doing my thing.
But yes, bro. Back to the politician in the limo, and they're chasing. He's in the Mustang and she's in the Corvette. I'm like, how are they gonna do this? He just shot at the window. The window's bulletproof. He sees the smoke come out of the sunroof. He's like, okay, bet. So she's like in front of him. What does she do? She slows down. Her car goes down. He speeds up, and he just goes over.
How? No, what? You gotta remember, she faces him, so it could be under.
Oh yeah.
She flips out. Yep.
Yeah, so he just goes over. The car does like a whole turn.
Unbelievable.
Yes. He just leans out the window. I'm sorry. She's a politician, lands perfectly fine. I mean, the car's.
But wait, I thought he doesn't say I'm sorry this time. I thought he says fuck you.
Yeah. Was that it? Okay, yeah.
I think it's, but I know it's not I'm sorry. It's like, all right, I got you. It's something like that. And he's like, bang, bang. He's like, bye-bye.
Yeah. And then you just see the politician just go, and then it's like, all right, he got to be dead now.
Wesley's an assassin now. And as they're doing their train runs, he jumps over. I don't know. That's a are we sure? After, like, when they're getting ready to Wesley go on his final mission, as he's running over the train, and she does her I'm sexy, I'm gonna lean back, and Wesley jumps over. Back. I was like, bro,
he hits like the rails and everything. It's like, dude, what?
Ain't no way he had enough time to jump over, run, and get back on the train in front of Jolie. No, sir. No, sir. Are we sure?
That was
I'm not going, are we sure the curve of the bullets, because that's the purpose of the movie, but are we sure in that? That's unbelievable. More so than the car flipping. Yeah, bro. Like, you can
he would have missed the train.
You can maybe convince me that if he has enough speed in the car, the Viper's in front, because the Viper's low, he could maybe get over and jump. Maybe. And I don't think that's possible
against the train. Like, that makes no sense.
Zero. Out of all the things that don't make sense in the movie, that's the one we pointing at. Yeah. Next thing I wrote down is, after all of this, what makes Angelina Jolie the badass, as Wesley goes to his house to get Cross's gun, because he's like, I'm gonna kill you with your gun. His ex-girlfriend's just bitching at him. You see Chris Pratt there.
Where have you been?
He's just taking shit, and Angelina Jolie just walks in and makes out
slow mo. By the way, walks in slow mo. It's got to be slow mo. It's 2008, especially with this movie. This just got to be slow mo. Oh yeah, that's right.
Even worse.
Exactly. Yeah, it's got to be slow mo.
It doesn't just make out with him once; makes out with him twice. Right before they leave, and
then like the second time, you finally see his girl's face, and she's just flabbergasted, like, oh my god.
She's like, what? Because at first she's like, who's this whore? And then she starts making out with him. She's like, oh no, I really lost him.
Yeah.
And Chris Pratt's so impressed. He's like, that's the man.
That's the man. He's the man.
Hey, that's a real friend. Like, even though we know he's cheating on him, he's
terrible.
But he was real for that. You appreciate the fact that, hey, I fuck with Wesley now. He on up and up. Because honestly, he had a shit life. You were able to get his shit girlfriend. You're living in his shit house. And now you see this dude walk in with Angelina Jolie. It's like,
chick. Yeah.
Where have you been?
He's the man.
Bro. Exactly. The next thing I wrote down is, now it's time for Wesley to go after Cross. But before Wesley goes after Cross, Cross kills the Russian.
Oh man, that hurt my heart so bad. Yeah, that whole scene, it felt random.
Out of all the people to die, they should have killed the repairman. I didn't want the Russian to die. He was the only sincere one. The West.
He seemed so innocent, and even when he got shot, he couldn't believe it. Like, he just stopped everything. He was like, "Oh my gosh!"
But he shouldn't have been there, bro. The Lazarus
what was
Pit
his
guy
purpose
should not
of being
be in the
there?
field. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, if I'm controlling the health and recovery of everybody, you should not be in the field. Like, I'm sorry.
And then before they leave, Cross curves another bullet around everybody
to send him a note. To give him a note inside. Like, and Wesley thinks he's taunting him. No, it's to let you know he's your dad, dummy. Even Morgan Freeman and Angelina Jolie realized that, and so much so that Morgan Freeman, I think he's doctoring these notes. I don't think the fate wheel is telling people who to really kill. Like, I think the real fate wheel was in Italy with the guy who was giving Cross the stuff. And Morgan Freeman got a name that said Wesley, so Fox would go after Wesley, and Wesley goes to Italy to kill Cross. Fox pops up there. If I'm Wesley and I see Fox pop up here after y'all told her not to come, I know y'all coming after me. He should have knew that instantly.
Yeah, right away.
Like, how did she know? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He had to be trailing him, staking him out to get the best shot on him.
Like, I left and nobody was with me, but here you are, of all people. The one I'm closest to?
Yeah, exactly. No. Yeah, no, not buying that. And
they want to wear me down and let you kill me. That's not happening.
And then we get the beautiful scene of Wesley, Cross, and Fox on the train as they're going to kill Cross, and it ends with Cross dying as the train falls out. Fox thinks she kills Wesley, but she doesn't. Wesley survives, and now it's Wesley's time to go get redemption. Anything you want to say about that scene? Go ahead.
Yeah, so the train scene, one of my favorite parts about it was when they were shooting at each other, and like before, you just see like in real time, like the bullets are just like flashing in midair because the bullets are catching each other. But there's one moment where they actually show what's happening, and it zooms in on the bullets. It's in slow-mo, and the bullets kind of just melt amongst each other.
And they keep curving bullets, and as they're curving bullets, they're hitting each other.
They're deflecting them. Yeah.
That was badass. And that shows that Cross was never trying to kill him. He was also like, Cross was so good that he was curving bullets at Wesley, but also curving bullets at Fox so Fox wouldn't hit Wesley. Like, talk about the ultimate assassin. Like,
and I always thought about it when I was younger. I was like, why didn't he just say, "Hey, Wesley, I'm your dad"? And I think about it now. I was like, Wes wouldn't believe that.
Yeah, he wouldn't.
He would not believe that.
He couldn't say it.
He just see it as some kind of betrayal again, you know? So it was
and how couldn't Fox say he's lying? Like, Fox being there makes it to where it doesn't work. And honestly, I think that's why they sent her, because Cross would have easily told Wesley, "Hey, I'm your dad," if it was just him. And if it's that, then both of them going after the assassin guild, you'll have no chance. Zero chance. Like,
it's over. More so than it already would be.
Exactly. But Wesley survives. He talks to Cross's guy. Cross's guy tells him that, hey, he was always looking after you, always in your life, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to do this. You have this amount of money. You can go live any life you want.
Stop everything. Yeah.
But Wesley,
live the life that you want to live.
Seeing that his dad lived across the street from him, said, I got to end this now, or they won't stop coming after me. And he sets up this amazing plan using the Russians' technology of rats.
His technology, it was beautiful. Knowledge. Yeah.
It was.
He gets like some kind of like gas fluid, and he mixes it with peanut butter to make it super attractive to the rats.
And they
just
like
for them to just a garbage truck.
Yeah, bro.
He puts watches with bombs on them.
He went to the dump and had every rat basically in that city come in there. And when he gets there, and them just to go in everywhere and explode everything, he took out so many assassins. Basically took out everybody but the repairman, the butcher, the gunsmith, Fox, and Amon, and fucking Morgan Freeman.
And I thought it was so funny too how like before he even like bashed the truck in there, Common's like looking through the peephole like fuck. What are you doing? And Morgan Freeman's out the window like, kill him. I thought that was hilarious.
It was. But I loved how it was almost like a video game level, how you go through each boss.
Yeah, you got different levels,
the final
you got
boss.
Different arcs and everything. Yeah.
To me, the best fight was with the butcher. He kicked the repairman's ass.
Yeah, that was terrible. Like I was like, he's dead just like that. I forgot how bad that was because it was so random.
Was
like,
ass.
Yeah, he brought a fist to a gunfight. Like, did you not see that gun in that man's hand? And he tries to punch him and get his face blown off.
Like, what are you doing? But
and I love used as a body shield.
They do that same scene with the knife, and then he flips it up, and that was badass.
Oh, that was so cool. Yeah. But I like that scene, how it's like quiet, and he's like, "Oh, you don't know where I am." It's like, okay, we'll see.
We gonna get your ass. And then for the main scene, when all the assassins are there, Common has the gun at him, and Angelina Jolie curves the gun, says goodbye, kills everybody and
Common
herself.
First, that broke my heart.
He had to go, and I respected the fact that Angelina Jolie said, "No, I was evil too. Morgan Freeman lied to me. Take me out as well." Like, she sacrificed herself.
The whole thing was kill one, save 1,000. She finally realized, oh, if I die, then
it saves what? Yeah,
will live, including Wesley.
Yep. And then Wesley then escapes. Morgan Freeman thinks he escapes. At the end scene, he gets sniped, shoots it through Chris Pratt's donut, through fucking the Coke can of Janice. Like,
here's the thing. Why would Morgan Freeman think that dude would go back to that sad ass job? And why would he show back up there? And then also,
that's an are we sure? No, you're right. Yes. That's an are we sure, because out of Morgan Freeman, you're supposed to be the top smartest assassin.
Right.
Why in God's green earth would you think he went back? Just because he sent a decoy every day? Like, you thought that was going to... Come on, Morgan Freeman, you smarter than that.
It's a callback to the beginning where the fake dad steps on the ex marks the spot. He steps on an X and it's got sticky notes. Shit. How do you not hear that and say, "Oh, something's off"? Sticky notes.
That's the biggest "Are we sure" scene. Yeah. The beginning and the end, both the two biggest "Are we sure" scenes.
Just ridiculous.
Just Morgan Freeman's face of, "Oh shit!"
Oh fuck! Yeah.
Like you don't think to
then
duck?
You just see the bullet slowly just come through his head.
He just stands there and just duck, nigga, move, do something.
Like this is the same thing that happened to your mans, and you don't move, you don't do anything.
He just took it, bro. And I love seeing everything the bullet went through and the traverse and just a solid ending. Definitely should have got a sequel. Shout out to Wesley. Anything that I missed in the scenes that you want to go through?
Well, the very end where he finally kills Sloan, he's like, "What the fuck have you been doing lately?" And it's like, "Oh
yeah, what the fuck have you been doing lately with your life?" Yeah,
like what am I doing, man? I ain't been to the gym. Like, let me get up and do something, man. Let me become an assassin real quick.
You have that response, or you have the, "What the fuck are you talking to me like that for?"
Who are you talking to, man? I'm not Morgan Freeman.
The 50 Cent meme.
I'll do you dirty.
Why the fuck is me for fuck me for what? Yeah, the 50 Cent meme.
Right. What you saying fuck me for?
Yeah. What you saying fuck
Why am I
me
catching
for?
strays?
I
just paid to watch the movie, sir.
Yeah. Great.
Get my refund.
Great ending. With that, what was the best scene to you? Now, this is the best overall scene. This is not best chase scene or best fight. There could be a fight in it, but what was the best scene to you?
Best scene to me was just the ending, like the whole scene where he's just jumping through the window. He's got two guns shooting at dudes, and then the one shot where he breaks the glass and is coming to the camera, and it kind of glances this way, and you see the reflection of one of the guys that he shot, and he's just like, "Oh!"
That's why I'm glad, because Domo's gonna use technical aspects with some of this stuff. I love that. The best scene for me was a story moment of when Angelina Jolie's telling him his backstory, and then as she finishes, they zoom in on the fucking brand mark
scars on her
of
neck,
her, to show that she was the little girl. I thought that was powerful. That was the best scene for me.
And that really opened up that relationship aspect between the two. Because before then, it was like it was mentor and student, but at that point, it's like, oh, it's a little bit more there.
Yeah, they're equals, almost kind of lovers. At some point.
This is the most that she's spoken in the entire movie, by the way.
All right, let's get best fight. What was the best fight to you?
Best fight to me.
Best fight scene.
It's got to be Wesley and Cross on the train. It's just so good. It's just so good, man.
That's what I'm going, because they're curving the bullets the most. They're meat. Yeah, no, I'm with
there's
you.
There's passengers on the train. There's a shot where there's the part where Angelina Jolie's in the car. She like drives on this ramp and like goes straight into the train.
With the car. Yeah, that's the second best one for me would have to be Angelina Jolie and Cross in the pharmacy. The first one,
that's got to be it.
But to me, the overall best one, I'm with you, is Cross and Wesley and Fox on the train. All right, best chase scene.
Best chase scene would have to be the car scene after the pharmacy. Would have to be.
Okay.
Just because of the absurdity of it.
Yeah.
Like you just have this van and this Dodge Viper going head to head. She's putting out sawed-off shotguns. The van's about to explode, and he still manages to get away from all of it.
Bruh. Just to pick a different one from you, I'm gonna go when the Dodge Viper faces the thing and he flips the car over and shoots the politician. I'm gonna go with that chase scene. But you're absolutely right. The best one is the first one where after the pharmacy.
Yeah, but that chase scene with the politician, it's just like the music is ramping up. You just hear like, what is that going to do?
Going down. Yeah, facts. Our best piece of tech. I'm going with the gun with the camera in the beginning.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the sniper.
Yeah,
sniper. That's just got to be it. That
extendo sniper.
Yes, it's got like engravings on it and everything. And it's like, what am I looking at? And the fact they can shoot those distances at that accuracy is crazy.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Nice.
That is my favorite.
Let us know in the comments which your best piece of tech, your best fight, and your best chase scene from this movie. Let us know in the comments. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes. Let's start off with six man of the movie. So who would you say are the starters? For those that are new to this show, the way we do six man of the movie is we do it in basketball terms. So for example, the starters of this movie are the main players. So we're basically asking who's the best side character, and we do 5 people that are starting lineup like the basketball team, the most important 5 actors, and then we pick the best man off the bench who came in, got 30 points, helped the team win, and then went back on the bench. So for me, the starters got to be off rip, McAvoy, Fox, and Morgan Freeman. Who else do you think needs to be a starter? Who is in the movie the most? Cross? Okay.
I think
as
Cross
the villain,
needs to be there.
Yeah, you're right. Who else we got?
He has to be there. Common.
You got
next.
Common? Okay.
Yeah, he just blesses the screen every time he's there.
Nice. Okay, that's perfect. So the starters are Wesley, Sloan, who is Morgan Freeman, Fox, who's Angelina Jolie, Common's character, and Cross. Cross is the villain. Yeah. So who is your sixth man, Dom?
Chris Pratt, Barry.
Ooh,
Chris Pratt.
That's a great six man.
When he was
comes
there, man.
in, drops heaters, and then leaves. I'm gonna go. I like yours. I'm gonna be different because I do agree that's probably the best six man. This is probably the seventh man, but I like him in the six man role. I'm going with the Russian. Okay. Think about it like this: comes into a short amount of time, but leaves such an impact.
It's so
his rats, everything he does, and then the fact that when he dies, you feel sadness. You don't feel sadness for no other character. You see
him less than anyone else almost, and
he's the most wholesome character too. He's the most pure character because you don't think he's out to get Wesley, and that's why you feel so bad when he dies. Right. And the fact that he was in for such a little amount of time, but you feel this much impact when he dies shows he came in and dropped 20 and left.
Yeah. It's like those movies that always have those kind of unspoken friendships where it's just like, these characters are vibing, but they don't show you in the movie.
Yep.
So in this movie where he's like, he gives him the vodka, he's like, is that vodka?
Vodka? Yeah.
Are you Russian? Yeah.
Yeah. That's the Russian. That's mine. I like both of ours.
I love the Russian, man.
So now we got to get to winner of the movie. Who do you think won the movie?
McAvoy, hands down.
You're going actor.
It's kind of a cheat code.
Instead of character. Yeah, no, I like it. I like
McAvoy overall because like before this, I don't think I've seen him in was Narnia. Then he just goes on and he's in Split. He's in X-Men. He's just a great actor at this point.
Hold on. I'm about to double down on this because like I said, we're back to picking actors for the who wins. And I think you're absolutely because it's not the director. The director doesn't get anything.
He was one and done, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
This is his thing.
That was his only real big thing. So when you look at McAvoy's IMDb, like Dom said, you just remember Mr. Tumnus in 2005. So at this point, you think he's this kid actor. Wanted comes in 2008, and without Wanted, he does not get X-Men First Class, what comes at 2011. I'm absolutely with you. McAvoy is the winner of this movie. Between Atonement, because you got to remember, Atonement was a great movie with him and Keira Knightley. That drops a couple months before Wanted. You have Atonement and Wanted. Without those two movies, you do not get X-Men First Class. So I'm with you. James McAvoy is the winner of this movie as well. If you have a character who wins, it's obviously Wesley because it's like change. So McAvoy wins on both fronts.
Right.
Who's the loser? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say like runner-up would have to be Chris Pratt.
Yeah,
I think this might have been the first time I've ever seen Chris Pratt in anything.
Let me look at his IMDb because honestly, the way his comedy notes might be the reason why he got it's all Parks and Rec.
Yeah, it has to be.
Because bro, the way that he showed comedy in this showed that hey, this guy's a good actor.
Yeah.
So
like the timing of it was just perfect.
So this comes out in 2008. You didn't get Bride Wars, where he's another comedic portion. You didn't get another Jennifer's Body, where he's comedic in that. Parks and Rec drops
2009.
2009, yeah.
Yeah. So a year later,
why don't I see Parks and Rec on his IMDb?
Yeah, that is odd. He was in 126 episodes.
Yeah,
so
why is that not there? Okay, wait, yeah, like you said, 2000. Yeah, no, all right, I see it now. Honestly, yeah, if he doesn't get because they put it in 2015 when it ends. If he doesn't get this, he's not in that. Like, his role as Barry in this showed he could be funny, got him Parks and Rec. I'm with you 100%. Yeah, so yeah.
And then he has Take Me Home Tonight, which then leads into movie 43, which then leads into the Lego movie. And
Moneyball. Well, no, you got to forget. You can't
Moneyball.
Moneyball's in there because I think Moneyball was huge because it showed you could act with Brad Pitt on par. So second runner up is Chris Pratt. No, 100%. But the winner of the movie, James McAvoy.
Absolutely.
All right, who's the loser of the movie? This is character-wise more so than anything. I would say Janice. Janice got him.
Yeah,
Janet, she's a nomination. Let's nominate some people because she got embarrassed in front of the job and got called a fatty. Chris Pratt got beat up and got James McAvoy sloppy seconds. His girlfriend had to live in a shit apartment.
Woman overall.
Yeah,
terrible.
She lived in a shit apartment and got to see Chris Pratt. I mean, not Chris Pratt. Got to see her ex making out with Angelina Jolie.
You know who else I nominate?
Who else you got?
Elevator Buddy at the beginning.
Yeah. Talk about just died. Oh my goodness.
Your purpose is to show up and die.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty. Morgan Freeman has to be nominated. He lost everything.
Yeah, he lost, and gradually too.
Yeah,
like, he just lost it all in front of his face.
That's my loser. That's who I'm choosing. He lost his occupation. He lost his life. He lost everything to his life.
All of his proteges, everything.
Who you got
lost the loom of fate.
Yeah.
You know, it sucks. I don't want to say it because I loved him. I love him in this movie. But Common as the gunsmith, man.
Oh, damn.
He lost.
Yeah,
he's the biggest loser, bro. He just...
You're supposed to be the gun expert and you didn't see it coming?
Yeah, you didn't see the bullet come beside your head? Like, no.
You didn't have a plan to like stop something? Yeah.
You didn't want to lay back or something real quick? Like, nothing?
No, I'm with you.
Bullet curve master and you just didn't do anything.
Didn't see nothing. So I got Morgan Freeman. You got Common. And we're talking about their characters, not the actors.
Yeah.
All right, best actor/actress in the movie. We don't discriminate based upon genders. Actors go against actresses. So that's what it is. To me, it's McAvoy. He's the best actor in this movie.
Yeah, bar none.
Yeah, like
bar none.
The
I feel like he gives
one,
more than everybody in this movie.
The closest one would be maybe Morgan Freeman, and I'd say Chris Pratt on a heater.
Yeah, because when he's like we said before, when he shows up, he shows up.
Exactly.
I want to say, and then Morgan Freeman, because when he's on the screen, he commands the whole scene.
Yeah. Angelina Jolie didn't talk enough, like you said. She was quiet.
She was there.
She did physical acting with her body and her action, but in terms of
that's not going to win you the cookie.
It's not that. Yeah, that's not going to win you the run it back best actor. No.
Right.
All right.
I'd almost want to say that the old man Pekwarski,
I
want to say he's a runner up too, because when he was on screen, it's like, oh, he's old man, he's wise.
He was probably like the eighth man, honestly. Yeah. Like he came he came in for literally 1 minute, got 5 rebounds and 5 points. A big 5 and 5.
Right.
All right. So now we got best slow-mo scene.
Okay.
I'm going with the kiss. That's what I'm going with.
Okay, I got you.
Pissing off his girlfriend. Like, why did she walk in there slow? Why did they kiss slow? Unnecessary slow-mo. I'm going with that.
I don't blame the hair's blowing.
Or McAfee shooting the guy as they fall over.
As the car goes over.
Yep.
Yeah. I'd say my favorite is when he hits Chris Pratt with the keyboard.
So much so that says the fuck you letters. Yeah. Yes.
And his tooth is the U. Like the root of his tooth makes the U.
You're right.
It's so goofy. It's so out of nowhere.
But
it
works.
Oh, this movie's perfect. Yes.
Yeah, it works so well. And I guess the final category I have for you, is this the best training montage of all time?
I can't say that.
Yeah, I can't either.
It's great.
It's
really great,
but it's not the best. No,
there are a lot of other ones that are.
Rocky's really good. Like
some other ones. Mulan.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. No, you do. Shit, you can even say Lion King when he's going from young Simba to old Simba. I know it's not.
They're walking on the log, and the sun sets behind them. Oh, it's perfect. It's great.
Any others you got? Like I'm about to Google this.
Training montages.
Yeah.
Trying to think, man.
Let's see. I'm about to pull them up, a list of them. Because, like you said, Mulan up there. X-Men First Class. McAvoy has one. Yeah. Incredibles, where he's getting back in shape.
Oh, yeah.
Rocky, of course. Batman Begins. Yeah, damn. The Batman Begins training montage is fucking great. Where he's training with Ra's al Ghul. Edge of Tomorrow, where Tom Cruise is going back. Yeah.
Dude, this list has never backed down, and I agree.
Yeah.
when he's getting knocked out and everything, then eventually he's like training and Jimon Hansu training him.
Look, one of your favorite movies, Kill Bill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Kill Bill. No, you're right. I mean, this is a good one, but it's nowhere close.
Yeah, it's not touching these.
I just had to ask.
Yeah.
All right, now it's time for probably my favorite portion of the show, because now that one review's over, you get sad, but we have another one. It's time. Let me add the sound. It's time to pick our movie for the next one. You can see the wheel?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, perfect. All right, let's see what we got. Let me tell some of the people we got. We got Parasite, Spotlight, A Few Dollars More, Jackie Brown, Undercover Brother, The Condemned, Moneyball, Dodgeball, The Longest Yard, Glory Road, Basketball, Dude, Where's My Car, True Romance, The Nice Guys, Jackie Brown, Death Proof, Hall Pass, Once Upon a Time in Mexico, To Catch a Thief, Uncut Gems, Punch Drunk Love, Back to the Future, The Internship, The Invisible Man, Never Back Down. Great fucking movie. I hope it gets chosen. Prince of Egypt, 13 going on 30, Johnson Family Vacation, another great fucking movie. Small Soldiers, Inception, Kill Bill Volume 1, not 2, Wolf of Wall Street, Gone Girl, Hook, and Hereditary. Let's see what gets chosen. This is for the next episode, which will be next week probably.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Inception.
my gosh.
Wait, hold on. Let's look at that. That's on the line.
It's on there.
Yeah, we got to redo that one. That's directly on the line. Let's see what we get again.
Let's see.
Not to be that guy, but you agree with me. That was on.
I'm with you.
Because I kind of want to kill.
Compared to all the other options we got here, yeah.
Is that on the line? No, that's in there.
Yeah,
all right. A comedy. We're doing Dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
All right. I like that. Let's remove it. So next time it's not there.
Yeah.
How do you feel, real quickly, how do you feel about Dodgeball?
I like Dodgeball.
A true underdog story.
I love Dodgeball.
Yeah, I do too.
Can't dodge a wrench.
Dodge a ball. Yeah.
Exactly.
Look,
that's it.
That to me is one of the best unsung comedies of all time.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't get talked about enough. It didn't have that much publicity, but when it came out, it changed the culture. ESPN The Ocho, like, that was a moment. So I'm excited for Dodgeball.
And I'm just excited to see Ben Stiller.
Yeah, same.
I'll watch anything with Ben Stiller.
And Vince Vaughn. So I'm excited for that.
I love Vince Vaughn so much, man.
We'll be doing that next week. We're going to pick an official day soon enough. We'll have an official day when we drop these, but just expect that sometime before Friday of next week. So y'all can watch it, get ready. Let's see if it's streaming. So we can tell I want to add this to the show where we tell them where they can watch it. Dodgeball. Let's see if it's streaming anywhere. So right now, if you have a premium subscription, no, it's on HBO Max, I believe.
Oh, cool.
Let's see. Let me check Max real quick, just to be sure. Just to be sure, let me check really quickly. I gotta sign in. Oh my goodness, I haven't signed in. Let me check on my phone. I know I have.
Dude, I got signed on HBO Max too. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I got signed out on my computer. I don't know why. Let me check my phone. Okay, no, I'm not giving y'all my favorite genre right now. Like what? I'm just trying to see if Dodgeball is here.
Right.
Yes. Okay. So
it is.
For everyone wanting to get ready for our review, you can watch Dodgeball on HBO Max. That's where I'll be watching it. I'm sure that's where Dom will be watching as well. Dom, tell the people where they can follow you at on social media, brother.
Yeah, man. Social media, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch at Domo Gary, and that's DOMOGARY. You can find the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. And again, that's the Dom Trap. You can find that on YouTube as well. Also, TikTok. TikTok's been doing pretty well. I've been doing short form reviews on there. So be sure to check that out.
Hell yeah. Y'all make sure y'all follow the new co-host of Run It Back, Domo Gary. Glad to have you a part of the squad, brother.
Glad to be here, man.
Yes,
like I said,
sir.
This has been a long time coming, man.
And I'm glad we're finally here. Our first review of the Dom era of Run It Back. Gonna make it the best era. So make sure y'all go check out his podcast, The Dom Trap. Y'all make sure y'all go follow him. Show him love, Bros Who Think fans. He's also in our Discord. So if you want to discuss movies or TV, the link will be in the description. Join the Bros Who Think Discord and come on up in there. You can follow me at LynBWT everywhere. Twitter, TikTok, Spin. If you're on Threads, I can't change my name on Threads, but it's just Lyndon Burton the second. I think that's what my name is on Threads. Hold on, let me see really quickly. Yeah, it's Lyndon Burton I on Threads and Instagram. Follow Bros Who Think at Bros Who Think everywhere, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We will turn this into an audio podcast. I'll make sure. If not by the next episode, the episode after. But remember, this is a YouTube first show, so the audio will be there soon enough. But
and also, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you can catch the next episode.
Yes, sir. Got to do that. That's my guy.
That's it.
Make sure y'all subscribe. And until the next time, for Domo, for Lyndon, my name is Lyndon. You guys have a good one. Until next time. Peace.